Hey guys, this is Mike with Bros for Speed and welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to be talking about the all-new 2020 Chevrolet Corvette C8. If you haven't been following, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because I will be doing updates on this car throughout the year until I get to take delivery of mine, which will be around May or so of next year. I am super excited for that. I cannot wait to start driving it. I have also posted a video on the spec that I'm going with, so if you missed that video, it will be down in the description below if you want to see the process of how that went. I've never spec'd out a vehicle before, so that was a pretty cool process. But for any new viewer, I'm going to do a quick overview of my car. I decided to go with a 2LT with the Z51 package. I have the front end lift, which was about a $1,400 option. I decided not to do any other exterior options as I will be doing those myself, which will be in future videos. Some of those options are very expensive and they can add up quickly. For the interior, I'm going with the GT2 seats with the two-tone, which will cost me about $2,200, but I think that is going to be well worth it. And that is it for my spec. It's well equipped with the technology and performance without going overboard on the dealer accessories. So out the door, I'm going to be around $77,000, maybe a little bit more with taxes and fees. But today I wanted to talk about the magnetic ride suspension option for the vehicle. As of now, that is not an option I decided to go with. Again, I have the Z51 package with the front end lift as I mentioned, but I am on the fence about whether or not to go with this. I did have magnetic ride on my 2010 Audi R8, which is a completely different vehicle, and I did like having the two options between comfort and sport, but most of the time I was in comfort mode as it was my daily driver, and sport mode was a bit harsh in some circumstances. For the C8, the standard suspension setup is called FE1. This will have short and long arm double wishbone setup for the front and rear, with forged aluminum upper and cast aluminum L-shaped lower control arms, along with 46mm monotube shocks. This setup will have zero adjustability at all, which is something I was planning to do on my car, hopefully lower it just a little bit on the stock suspension. So the FE1 suspension will not work for what I'm doing. The next suspension setup is called FE3. This is actually a part of the Z51 package, so if I don't go with the magnetic ride, this is the setup I will have, which is basically a more aggressive version of FE1. But it does offer a manual adjustable threaded spring seat, which means I can adjust the ride height and nothing more. So that is it, whether I want to lower it or keep it at the factory height. However, with the front end lift, I will no longer have the height adjustability in the front due to the lift actuators. So just adjusting it in the rear is all that I would have if I do the front end lift, so I won't be able to lower it anymore up front. If you are unfamiliar with the Z51 package, just a quick rundown of what that offers for the $5,000 price tag. You get larger brakes, you get the Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tires, which measure 245, 35, 19, and 305, 30, 20. So it does come with a staggered setup of wheels. There's also enhanced cooling, you get a better axle ratio along with the performance exhaust. So with all of that being said, is it a smart decision to not go with the magnetic ride suspension? Having already spent all of this money for the Z51 package, you can't get the magnetic ride unless you get the Z51 package as well. So if I'm already spending the $5,000, another $2,000 for the magnetic ride, it's not going to make or break me, but is it smart to not go with magnetic ride? So if you are planning to buy the new C8, comment down below what options you're going with, what spec and trim level and everything that you are getting on your vehicle. I'd be curious to see what everyone else is doing. So talking more about the magnetic ride and what that will have to offer, this is about $1,800 to upgrade, and you do need the Z51 package in order to get it, as I already mentioned. This suspension is called FE4, and it will have the performance traction management system, which I will break down here soon. Essentially, the magnetic ride will control accelerometers in the suspension to actively read the road and provide data to the ECU, which then adapts the damper settings on the fly for an improved ride quality and performance. And if you combine this with the performance traction management, which has 5 different settings, there's wet, dry, Sport 1, Sport 2, and Race. And all of these modes will also have the use of launch control, which I have never had in any vehicle, so I can't wait to test that out and see what it's capable of doing on the drag strip, especially knowing the new horsepower and torque numbers of 558 and 515. This is definitely going to be a very quick vehicle. I have also seen a burnout mode, which will be available. I'm not sure which mode you can use that in, but most likely that will be in race, but I can't say for sure. With all that being said, I think I have all the necessary options, and I am down to just this last one. So from the date of this video going up, I still have time to change my order, and from what I've seen, if I don't go with the magnetic ride, it will delay production of my car about 3 weeks, which really isn't a huge deal. I'm more concerned on how the car will ride and perform without it, so I need to do some more research and hear from you guys on your thoughts as far as the magnetic ride suspension goes. I am going to do my best to test drive either a C7 with and without the magnetic ride to try and get a better feel for it. The system for the C8 will be completely different, but it can at least try and help me decide which way I want to go. I do like the fact of having the different modes, but being honest, 95% of the time I will be cruising to the store or gym or just driving around town. I do, however, want to take this to the mountains and add more track days than I have in the past so I can share the performance driving side of this vehicle as much as possible. I cannot wait to have this alongside the Supra and the GTR and compare it to those and see how it stacks up. They are all completely different cars we will have on the channel, so hopefully you stick around to see the fun adventures we have planned. And as always, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video.